Hey there, Waste Potential 616 back again, and here with two comic reviews, and they're both vampire-centric comics, both featuring Blade, but Blades of different universes. Let's start with Xmen issue 2, and it's the whole curse of the mutant storyline, and it's Xmen versus vampires. I don't know, I kind of have mixed feelings about this. It's like, mutants versus vampires, but it's done quite well. Geishler, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce his name, Victor Geishler. He writes the X-Men decently enough. It starts off with Wolverine and Colossus hunting vampires. Always nice to have those two characters interact. There's little sort of like, I'll buy you a beer if you get the first vampire, or beer's a girl's drink, because obviously Colossus drinks vodka. But yeah, no, it's decent enough. Blade gets involved, as you knew he would. The X-Men find out that Dracula's actually dead, and there's some stuff with Jubilee, who I know a lot of people don't really care about the character, but I thought she was a decent enough character. She was a Wolverine sidekick for a few years, and because she's depowered, hey, let's make her into a vampire, see what happens, I think this is a pretty average comic book. It's interesting enough, and it doesn't kind of feel as epic as it wants to be, I think. There's going to be some mini-series to go along with this, and I think I'm just going to stick with, just the title, though I'll probably end up picking them up. It's just okay. There's a few twists and turns, and the X-Men's plan. Well, basically, they're going to resurrect Dracula to sort of because he was killed by the leader of these new vampires, to sort of mess the vampires' plans up a bit, and just, because basically they find out they're surrounded. An interesting move, not a clever move, but it's one of those sort of Cyclops' hard decisions again. It's just pretty average. I think it's an okay read. The artwork's okay. Paco Medina, I kind of does everyone's faces a little bit too big, I found. It kind of bothers me a bit, but apart from that, his composition's good, his action scenes are good, and yeah, it's okay. It's above average. It's above average read. If you're an X-Men fan, it's a standard X-Men story. Hey, they're fighting vampires, and it's going to be a bit of fun, And hey, it's teaming up with Blade, so cool, It's above average, not bad. And then I did decide to get this Ultimate Avengers 3 issue 1. I'm gonna give it a go. This starts off much better than the last, the Ultimate Avengers 2. It's not as dragged out as the previous series, and one of the reasons why I picked this up is because Steve Dillon does the artwork, and hey, I've liked his stuff since Preacher, so it was cool seeing his artwork. There's been some criticism with his pencils not being very good with the inkers and whatnot, but I didn't find that. Actually, I thought it was decent enough, and it has Ultimate Universe Blade killing vampires, in the Steve Dillon violent way, it seems like if this were done in the previous series, well, I say series, sincerely, the last story arc, it would have just concentrated on Blade, but we get Blade and this new Daredevil. Now, this new Daredevil, it's just almost like a carbon copy of Matt Murdock, and just, fate has just brought another Matt Murdock along, blah blah blah. But his sort of origin, even though he basically is Matt Murdock, was handled quite well. And of course, it ends with a cliffhanger, one page of basically kick-ass line, which is Captain America saying, what General Fury always does, Hawkeye, and that's the last page. put a team of badasses together. You know, very, very Mark Millar. I think with this is, in order to enjoy this, I just need to forget about the first Ultimates. You know, it's never going to be like that again. You know, when it was Mark Millar and Brian Hitch doing the artwork, you know, that was just brilliant. It was, but that time's gone, so I need to forget about this and just see if I can enjoy this for what it is. It's okay, once again, average, maybe a little bit above average, but it's fun. Hey, more vampires, you know, but their plan is to sort of turn, you know, super powered people into vampires to, you know, help them succeed, which is a little bit like the vampires in Xmen wanting to turn the mutants into vampires so they can sort of take over the world. But hey, let's see how it all pans out. You know, this is done in a distinctly different style to what's done in Xmen. You know, it's Mark Millar. You know. His own brand of sort of cocky, headstrong violence and male posturing, you know. It's a bit of fun, you know. It's never going to be the old Ultimates, but there we go. Two above average, just above average issues. Vampires in, so you know, hey, it's decent enough. Hey, at least it isn't Twilight. Anyway, see you later, guys. Bye.